here we have, of course, the main shaft. Most machines are inside a box or under the hood of a car or something. You're standing in the machine. This is the machine. As it turns around, all the time the blades are turning, this is turning. Permanent connection. And it's surprisingly quiet when it's turning. And then the purpose of the windmill is to catch the wind, move the power to the main shaft, and then that goes to the teeth, and then the teeth transfer the power to the millstone. When it's turning, these teeth are a blur. You can't see them. Surprising. And it looks like it's moving very slowly. You know, children are trying to stop it. Also, they can't stop this. It's a very, very strong, flexible French oak main shaft. As it turns around, and then you can use this to pull up the bags of grain. There's a system, a very simple system, that as this turns around, it pulls up the bags of grain to the floor. When it gets here, you pull this to stop the clutch system, undo the bag, and then bring the next bag up. Over here, there's a whole bunch of bags ready for the next time we mill. This is a working windmill. They mill 1 day a month for fun. They've done years, all volunteers. A volunteer guide is 3 months training. A volunteer miller is 3 years training. They've done 3 years training. They want to have fun now and again. And so once a month, they actually mill flour here from grain. We get lent the grain and we return the flour, everyone's happy. So all the grain is actually pulled up, goes into here. You saw the model downstairs in an earlier film clip. And it goes into here, and when it's full, you then go outside, you stop the blades turning, because then you've got to go upstairs into the cap and push across this whole rod so the rods and the teeth mesh. If you do it while it's moving, you'll damage it. You don't want to do that. And then you go downstairs, put the brake system off, that turns around, this turns around. This is a square shaft, it rattles, and the grain is shaped into the hole in the centre of the millstone. This is a big millstone. The top is 1.5 tons, the bottom a bit less. And this goes around, 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 and the flour comes out of here and down the hole. Of course, when we are milling, we have a wooden door on here, or else the flour goes on the floor. Not the idea. And then what happens is it goes through here, and everything's great. So when they are milling, the dust gets everywhere. They're wearing dust masks, but you get the dust all over them, they're having a great time. And after they've done a few hours of milling, it takes them a few hours more with a big industrial vacuum cleaner to tidy up, to turn the place back into a museum. But they had fun, that's the important thing. And when this gets empty, it even tells them it's empty, because normally you're downstairs banging up the flour. When it gets empty, there's a very clever system here. It says, hello, I'm empty, come fill me up. So they go up the staircase, put more grain in, go back downstairs again. You can adjust, as I said, the gap between the two stones, and you can also adjust how much grain goes in depending on how strong the wind is. So the whole thing is very adjustable. And that's the skill again of being a miller, knowing exactly how to do this. And so what happens also is these stones move each other. When it is turning, it's very quiet. When it's milling, it's very noisy. They wear away slowly. And these grooves get a bit too shallow. And that stone is worn away into the flour. You eat it, you don't notice it. But when those get too shallow, you've got to take the whole thing apart, lift all the wood off, lift the stone up, flip it over, and you've got both faces exposed, and with a special hammer, you then deepen the grooves all the way around of both stones. It takes about a day. Everything back together again, it's good for another 6 months. Every 6 months, you sharpen the stones again. Hard work. It's a nice photograph here showing someone doing that. It's hard work, it's skilled work. And of course, each time the stone is wearing away, you need the weight of the stone to do its job. When it gets to about 1 ton, it's too light. So then you've got to order a new stone from the Eiffel area of Germany, which turns up, you pull it up to the floor, the bottom stone you throw away, the top stone becomes the bottom stone, new stone goes on top, good for 5 more years. Every 5 years, 1 new stone. At one time, there were 3 pairs of stones here, all powered by the windmill, and 2 electric mills as well. So the very, very high output was just before the place burnt down. Of course, as a museum mill, one millstone pair is enough.